Hello and welcome to GPCA TV. I'm John Baker and I'm here in Dubai at the annual GPCA Forum. It's my pleasure to be talking to Borchberg, the co-founder, CEO and pilot of the Solar Impulse plane that flew around the world without using any fuel. So welcome, thank you. The Solar Impulse has created a lot of attention around the world. Could you just explain what the intention was and why you think it's captured the imagination?
You know, the goal was to fly around the world with a solar-powered airplane, which we successfully completed in July 2016. But the goal was not to revolutionize aviation. The goal was to show that the technology we use on this airplane, which aims, in fact, of course, on one side to get energy from a renewable source, the sun, but on the other side, even more important, to build an airplane extremely energy efficient, so to demonstrate that these technologies work and ultimately can be applied in our world on the ground to make our activities, our life, the way we live, much more energy efficient. We focus too much on how to produce more energy all the time. We don't focus enough on how to better use the energy we have available. That's what we had to do in this airplane, and that's what we should do on the ground as well.
So are you saying it was environmentally driven or more technologically driven, the project?
Neither, no. Economically driven. No, the goal is to make people understand that there is a great opportunity in developing new technologies, new products, new jobs, new industries around clean tech. We simply, for example, needed better insulation materials to protect our batteries against the cold. This insulation materials is finding its way into refrigerators to make them much more efficient. I think 75% of the refrigerators will be equipped with this technology. And that's the case for a lot of different applications in our case, but the world is much larger. So we like to make politicians understand that it's an opportunity. It's not only a threat, but it's an opportunity to develop new industries.
Yes, that's a good point, and I think a lot of the chemical companies that have been involved in the project have learnt a lot. Could you say what you feel the wider learnings for the industry could be?
I think everybody is learning, but that's true. The petrochemical industry is seen as a polluting industry, with the people not understanding what it brings. And I hope our project can bring, in fact, these messages as well. On one side, the airplane does not use any oil to propel itself. We use only the sun. But on the other side, this airplane is made out of products that was developed from oil. 98% of the material we use comes from oil. So thanks to oil, are we extremely energy efficient? So thanks to oil can we find, and thanks to the petrochemical industry, can we find solutions to make our airplane more efficient, but we could also do the same on the ground, make our world more efficient as well. So we should make, in fact, the petrochemical industry not the source of the problem, but the source of the solution.
So could you say a little bit now about what the plans are going forward? Do you have further projects involved?
If you look at our airplane, it's on one side it's an airplane using electric propulsion, like cars, electric motors, batteries. On the other side, the only source of energy we use is the sun. The reasons why you use the sun is to have an airplane which can fly forever. But you do not need this all the time. I mean, if you want to fly 3 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, you can store the energy in a different way. You can produce this energy in a different way. But you can still use electric propulsion. Electric propulsion has a great future because it's extremely efficient, 90% efficiency for our motors versus 30% for a combustion engine. It's silent. Ultimately it will be non-polluting when we can produce electricity from renewable source. So it has so many advantages for aircraft design that it will find its place. When we started, people were looking at what we were doing. I don't want to say laughing, but with condescendence. Today, it's part of the development program of NASA, of Airbus, of Boeing. they all see that electric propulsion will play an important role. And we want to be part of these developments as well. So my project is now to develop technologies to make it feasible. This will happen in light aircraft initially, and maybe later on heavy aircraft. But imagine what you can do with this. You could have an airplane taking off vertically, like a helicopter, but much more simple, quiet, in cities, to be able to transport passengers pretty fast, like a fast airplane, to another destination. So this could be part of an urban transport strategy, and this will be part of an urban transport strategy. Uber just produced a very interesting paper with the understanding that air transport will be part of the transport systems which will be developed for larger cities. So that's where we want to be. With the experience we have on electric propulsion and on certification and certifying these complex systems, we'll develop also technologies for the future transport technologies.
Personally, for you, what are your next sort of goals and what would you like to achieve?
You know, I thought that after the flights around the world, I would have difficulty to find something interesting to do. And I was not so worried because I didn't have time to worry, but that this was thoughts which crossed my mind. And now when I see the potential, when I see what we can do, what we can explore, in fact, what we can do new, because if you think about electric propulsion, it's not just putting an electric motor in an existing airplane to replace combustion engine, is to use the benefits of this new technology and to create around these new technologies a completely new type of aircraft. So again, in fact, is to explore a new world. This I found fascinating, exciting, stimulating, and that's what I want to do.
So could you say what role the chemical industry could play now going forward?
I think the chemical industry can play again a very important role because we will need new design and again new material solutions. And the materials which are produced by the petrochemical industry will help us, will help me to solve the question on how to build this new type of aircraft. So we have the partnerships that we had continuing in the future to develop this new solution. So I'm looking forward for this collaboration.
Oh, thank you very much.
Great pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.